After these latest antics, have you changed your mind?
No, I still haven't changed my mind. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. Because somebody is speaking in very derogatory, insulting fashion towards the NFL because a player is doing that, they should be gone. Because somebody sat up there and said some of the owners are racist, considering the aftermath of everything that's happened with Colin Kaepernick. That's why somebody should be gone. Because somebody's a headache. Because somebody's a malcontent. Because somebody's a pain in the you-know-what. Oh, my God, stop the presses. They can't be in the NFL. Please. We see this stuff. Not this kind of stuff. I get it. But we see stuff and we hear stuff like that every day. Let's understand something. Let me be very, very clear about where I stand with Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown's behavior has been childish. It's been egregious. And not only that, he's not trustworthy. I would never say, I mean, if I'm a player after what he did to Juju Smith-Schuster in terms of revealing to the public the DMs that took place, the direct messages that took place, to do that to that kid, I would never trust him in life again. Please don't get me wrong. But we have to remember why I said that, you know what, I hope that he ended up back with the Patriots. Do you see what Tom Brady is working with? Do you see this 42-year-old man being left out the pasture the way that he has been? And what you're talking about now is this. Antonio Brown, because he is the child that he has been, conducting himself like a belligerent, spoiled brat, okay, that obviously got paid but blew more money because he could have shut up for 4 days and passed up $21.125 million. I'll never get over that one. Let's keep this in mind. What level of credibility does he have during the negotiation at this particular moment in time? You're talking about arguably the greatest receiver in the game and unquestionably one of the greatest receivers ever in the history.
You could argue the best since
game.
Jerry Rice.
Okay,
you could argue.
Okay, excuse me. You have any idea how cheap I can get him? You remember the Melo deal that he signed with Portland before they signed him for the rest of the year? When they initially signed him, he had to be on the roster until January 7th at 5 p.m. to have the rest of his salary guaranteed. Basically, it was a game-to-game check. I got the potential to be able to pull that off with Antonio Brown.
This is always going to be the issue because he is a home run hitter. The dude is like, one of the best to ever play the position. He's still in his prime. Of course, that value is always going to be there. So really what I hear from you is there's, other than like illegal behavior that's proven, there's no behavior that you think should keep him out of the league. I totally disagree with you.
Illegal.
And I don't mean permanently. Right. But this year he should not play in the NFL. And I'm disgusted with what he said here. And let's start.
So am I.
Let's start with what he says about the. He brings up the NFLPA, the Players Association. He brings up race. He brings up he's trying to attach something larger than himself to all of this. But he just wants to use that power for himself. None of that's sincere. None of that's genuine unless he's extremely deluded about everything.
Which you have made an argument about in the past. You've wondered about him.
No question. I think Le'Veon Bell, from where I'm sitting, it looks like he needs emotional and maybe psychiatric help. Which you can say that about a lot of people. What did I say?
Le'Veon
Excuse
Bell.
me. Pardon me, Le'Veon. I'm going to get to you in a second because I want to point something out to Antonio Brown. That's why Le'Veon's on my brain.
So you want to talk about Le'Veon Bell? You talk about Antonio Brown.
I'm talking about Antonio Brown. Le'Veon Bell's fine.
With the mental
Le'Veon,
issues.
Here's the issue. When he says the media, they gave it to the media, and there's the ESPN sign there, and then they feed it to you. I'm in the media. Antonio, what are you talking about? Were we fed stuff on Kaepernick? Yup. On Le'Veon? Yup. I didn't buy any of that. Any of that. But I buy it on you, and not at first. I didn't buy it on him at first. I was saying, let's see how this pans out, right? Is it Roethlisberger? Is it Le'Veon? Is it Antonio Brown? I'll tell you one person, it's not Mike Tomlin. That's for sure. It's not Mike Tomlin. But it's Antonio Brown. We can see of all the culprits. Antonio Brown was the culprit. He gets one place. He throws everyone under the bus, including the coach. He illegally tapes things. He never gets on the field for them while he throws his teammates under the bus. He can't shut up for 48 hours. He loses $30 million. He goes to the Patriots. He texts a young woman stuff that you're like, oh, my God, even if you think you're being extorted, you put that in a text? He's told don't do it. When he gets to the Patriots, he does it again to another young woman. And then he's like, oh, I'm sorry, everybody. And as soon as he sees that the sorry doesn't work, It's like a little kid where they then throw a temper tantrum. This, please, I want dessert. I want dessert. I want dessert. No, you can't have it. You already had your. No, I want. Okay, then, and I hate you. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
And
or
then they
as
come
soon as he's out of the news for a little bit, it seems like he comes out with a rant.
It's and the fact that he would then marshal any force he can, the Players Association, race, pointing fingers at the media.
His agent.
It's everybody except him. I do not think he should play in the NFL this year.
Okay.
I'm not about forever. I mean, this year.
See, me and I'm in reverse. I'd like to see him play this year, then be gone. You see what I'm saying? I'm in reverse of that. Listen, I'm not thinking about him when I think about what's going on. His behavior is egregious. It's embarrassing. Listen, this is a guy that I used to talk to when he was in Pittsburgh. You understand? And you listen to him complain about Big Ben Roethlisberger, but to throw everybody under the bus the way that he did, to turn his back on the Oakland Raiders, to sit up there and address Mike Mayock like that, to stand up John Gruden, to sit up there and can't shut up when $29.125 million is on the table. I'm going to remind everybody in America about this. It is a Thursday. All Antonio Brown has to do is shut the hell up and show up to work until Tuesday morning after the first game of the season, which was a Monday Night Football game, and his salary for 2 years is guaranteed to $29.125 million. And this dude can shut up for 4 days. So again, it takes us back to what you said when you were wondering whether or not he's got some real issues. I get all of that, but in the end, what it comes down to is this. You take away the league, because the legal stuff is an entirely different matter altogether. But in terms of his behavior, being a malcontent, being untrustworthy, running his mouth, some of the vitriol and insidious stuff that he insinuates. We've seen a lot of that before in NFL history. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.